welcome guests to this YouTube channel. We hope you can make something sensible out of our conversation today. And after watching this, please do subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome, guys. So today's gist with the doctors. So our first question is, introduce yourself. Where do we start from? Where should we start from?
Hi guys, nice to be here. My name is Shegun. I'm your dad and I'm from Ilorin. I work here with the Marvel Hospital. I'm glad to be here with my bosses and our wonderful host. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Rashid. I'm also a medical doctor here in the United Kingdom. Nice to be on this channel. We hope to have a nice conversation here. Over to you, boss.
Yeah, I'm Sunday Kimberley. I work as a surgical RMO here in the UK, and I hope that whatever it is we say here today is just God will not be scintillating to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. What university did you go to?
I attended the Better by Far University, University of Ilorin.
Oh, really?
Ilorin,
Tell them.
Wahala State, Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Rashid.
All right, you can only imagine the best university in Africa. You can only imagine. Your guess is as good as mine. So I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University, Great Ife.
Great.
Great.
Okay. So I graduated from University of Ilorin, the better by far. That is by far, you know.
By far.
By definition. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Can you give us some small history about your university? Practicing medicine. Sorry, studying medicine.
Okay, I can start with, the best university needs to always set templates. All right. So, if you're considering studying medicine, there are a couple of things you have to look into as an undergraduate or as a prospective medical student. And the first thing is you look at how the reputation of the university you're going to, in terms of the pedigree and the infrastructural facilities they have in terms of personnel and other medical equipment. That's what I mean. I mean, teaching hospitals and stuff. So for me, that was what interested me a lot about Obafemi Awolowo University, Great Ife. And for me, going through the medical school, summary of medical school training, Obafemi Awolowo University involves you having basic sciences in 100 level, then basic medical sciences 200 level and 300 level, then clinical sciences. So that's just it.
Uniilorin people.
Choosing University of Ilorin was very easy, and was because of the stability of the academic system, and also it was because my family is based in Ilorin, and that was the easiest choice for me to make in terms of closeness to family, and then the ease of also getting admission. It was not in terms of academic successes or failure, but going through the medical school in the University of Ilorin, for anybody that went to University of Ilorin, you will know that it was a difficult task, irrespective of how brilliant you are. I mean, it's from the beginning to the end, it's more like you're just running around, just running, trying to catch up with the system. Similar to what they have at the OAU, 100 level is mostly basic sciences. You do chemistry, biology, physics, and all sorts. And then 200 level and 300 level, basic medical sciences. And then 400, 500, 600 level, much of clinical sciences. It was good at the University of Ilorin. It was sweet for me because I didn't have any problems along the line. For some other people, it was not as pleasant.
I can imagine.
Dr. Shegun, was it easy to get admission to University of Ilorin?
would say it was easy, but I got admission the first choice.
Wow.
And I was in the first list.
So
That's
okay.
But obviously over the years it has become more difficult. But I remember I barely made the cutoff point. And then my post-jam I passed it very well. So maybe some factors that I'm from Kwara State played in the role of me being given admission. But I was glad I was given admission anyway. So the first place, first choice. Yeah.
Better by far.
Better by far.
And it was medicine. Wow.
And it was
Please,
medicine.
I'm also from Kwara State. I didn't get medicine. They gave me zoology. As I said in my previous video. So I don't understand that state thing you're trying to put into it.
I don't understand either.
We move. Okay. So what was your plan after medical school?
For me, I was initially planning to go into residency training.
Okay.
Looking at that was what was in vogue based on the practice in Nigeria. And I was more interested in obstetrics and gynecology then initially, because that was my best posting in Nigeria, in Obafemi Awolowo University. So that was my initial plan. But along the way, based on my experience and some other things, prospect and work-life balance, I had to change my plans.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it was straight. I wanted to be a surgeon all my life, right from the time I knew myself from my primary school. And then immediately, all I had planned was after medical school, after NYSC, I would write primaries. I'll work towards getting residency in surgery, and then I'll become the surgeon afterwards. Cardiothoracic was top on my list because I felt that my dad died from complications of heart failure. He died from MI. So I thought, as a surgeon, if I have passion for surgery, I could have ways of providing solutions to people with cardiac challenges in Nigeria, and that was what was driving me while I was in medical school to want to go into cardiothoracic surgery. But then here we are. We move.
You have to move.
Dr. Shegun?
Yeah. When I entered clinicals, I saw a lot of things that all the registrars and the senior registrars are going through. And I was exploring opportunities. Initially, I wanted to go to US. I said, okay, after medical school, I'll just focus on USMLE and try and read.
Like immediately after medical school?
Yeah.
You're not ready to
I
explore
wasn't really
residency?
passionate about doing residency. I like pediatrics, I like medicine, they come easy to me. But I kind of like, as for my clinicals, I heard about USMLE, I heard about all the things, and I said, okay, it's a little bit of work, but maybe I can do it. But along the line, I re-evaluated again, and you saw that a lot of, if I always say that if we have a correct evaluation of all the things it takes, I look at the pathway, and I look at the other part when I saw that this is more realistic than this one, at least for now, based on my financial capabilities.
Okay.
And stuff. So, yeah.
Thank you. So, how easy was it for you guys to get house job?
Oh, I think I should start.
Okay.
So basically, I got house job before I did my convocation. Actually,
Ah. Where did you do your house job?
I did my house job at Kwara State Specialist Hospital.
Ah.
So basically, the week before the convocation, the Kwara State was advertising, and I just applied. I didn't know anybody or anything, and we're like many of us that applied also, so they took like 15 of us and 16. Again, I think it's maybe because of where I came from, Kwara State. Well, I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just good.
Please. Guys, please, it's just good. This Kwara State thing is saying it's calm. I did not get house job in Kwara State. It's calm. It's good.
Yeah.
Dr. Rashid.
All right. For me, it was not a too good experience for me getting out of job. Because I don't know. It was just like university admission applications to different. At least I can count. I traveled to like 4 states. Yeah, I traveled to Edo State. I was in FCT. I traveled to Ikiti State. I traveled to Ondo State. So it took me roughly like 6-7 months to get an house job placement, eventually in my home state, Oyo State. And apparently, after doing few months in Oyo State, I got another offer in University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. I just felt like just to have a change of environment and to explore more about some other locations in Nigeria, I decided to move to University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, Kwara State.
Wow. Dr. Sunday?
Oh, okay. For me, it was pretty smooth, I must say. My uncle's friends just told me, why not explore Bida? And then I applied, and then 2 weeks after I applied, they called for interview. And then that's how I went to Bida.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now moving to, because I know we all know how house job salary can be, and then you go for service, the salary drops, and then post service, it feels like the salary is still dropping. I don't know. So what was your first salary post NYSC, if you can remember?
Post NYSC.
Yes.
My first salary was I think 70,000.
Okay.
70,000. I was working for a private hospital in Ilorin. I just finished NYSC. I just took up 70,000.
Post NYC, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think my own post NYC salary was 120,000. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was working because I finished NYC in October. I got an offer in the private hospital in Ibadan, probably 2 weeks after or a week after.
Oh.
I just decided to start with the job and move on later. So it was 120, which was not too good looking at the economy at that point in time. You know, things were getting worse in Nigeria. The value of the currency is not getting better. So I wouldn't say it's too good. It's not sustainable. Anyway. that's the reality.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Sunday?
My first salary post NYSC was about 150, 160, and that was because I was doing 2 jobs in Ibadan.
Okay.
I was working as a medical officer for a mission house, and then I was working in another hospital, a private hospital in Iwo Road in Ibadan. And I was grossing like 150 because I was doing 2 jobs.
42, okay.
Yeah, 80 in one, 70 in one. The private hospital in Ibadan still holds me my last month's salary up to date.
Okay. Sorry.
You don't want to break that here. You don't want to see this.
Okay. For how long have you guys been practicing medicine? Can you remember? Roughly.
I think mine is 4 years now. 4 years and yeah.
4 years now.
And how many months?
And some months.
And some months.
Okay.
I think mine is roughly like 6 years. Yeah, 2014, 6 years.
6 years.
Okay, I think I'm crossing 10 years now.
Well done.
License is
Well done,
it.
sir. I said what is the first thing. Okay, so why did you leave Nigeria?
Oh, wow. Well, that's a multifactorial question.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think for everybody they have majors and minors, and for me, major is I want to achieve so much in my life.
Okay.
I want to have better opportunities, and then I want to have better experience in terms of clinical medicine, whichever area I choose to specialize. I just want to be trained and be exposed to the best. And then another major is the financial remunerations. I don't want to be practicing and have to be doing other things by the side to make ends meet. Major for me is professional accomplishment and then financial stuff. Other minors, maybe my family have a better settlement, also enjoy a lot of other things, holidays.
Okay.
Interestingly for me, I'm the kind of person that I love to do something else apart from medicine. I don't like my life medicine. Because I think medicine can be very monotonous. Like when you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you can be depressed. I don't want to get to that stage of depression at the early stage of my life. So for me, apart from professional accomplishments, which obviously is not obtainable in Nigeria when I was living, looking at the system, no fix to major decadence in the infrastructural facilities available in most hospitals, no fulfillment like you could see in senior colleagues. If senior colleagues that are very committed, they have passion for the job, they are not feeling fulfilled, I'm not assured I would have that fulfillment. So I also personally I love exploring, like going to different places to gain experience. And I know for real there is, as a medical doctor, being appropriately trained, irrespective of where you are, is very essential. And more importantly, financial aspect of it. I did mention to you that earlier that I was earning 120,000. 120,000 is not a decent salary, for goodness sake. Compare that stress, what you give in, to what you earn. There is no how. People always say medicine is like service to humanity. You can only serve humanity when you're in your right senses, like when you're okay. And we all know the reality in Nigeria. People have this general belief, like generalize that every medical practitioner, they are well to do. And they tax you based on that. So I think I need to step up my level. I need to provide a good ground for my family in future. So all those factors put together just make me to have an informed decision to leave the country.
Thank you. For Sunday.
Yeah, for me, it was largely about desiring a system where practice is sweet. How do I mean? A system with less bottlenecks. For me, as a surgery trainee in Nigeria, you had to fight nurses, fight health assistants to get your work done. I mean, you have to push everybody together to be able to operate a patient in theater. So all my life, I got tired of that at some point in the training, and I felt like I deserve a place where practicing medicine will be more fulfilling. And also, it was even more than the other health workers. It was also about having to, in quotes, fight against management to get your due allowances. I mean, to get what you deserve. Imagine, even when I got promoted to a senior registrar, it took 10 months for me to be upskilled to my new level, and up till today, I've still not had the arrears of all of that. And then the next thing was also about going into a system where people get things by merit. And that's what I want for my own children. I don't want a situation where the language you speak, the religion you have, and where you come from would actually be the major factors in determining what my children will be able to do in life and the job opportunities that we have. Money wasn't top of my list. Although I've always desired that my family should be comfortable. I just felt like there's some things you deserve in life, the decency of life, which at the time in Nigeria, we were no longer having it. I mean, everywhere is almost insecure. You're afraid of being kidnapped. You're afraid of hoodlums waylaying you. You're afraid of terrorists attacking you. And those were top of my list of the reasons leaving Nigeria.
Thank you. So now that you guys are here, what is the experience like practicing here? Are you happy? Like, do you feel fulfilled?
Okay, I think I can start. Well, since I'm the one that is the youngest to practice it.
No problem.
Well, I think from my observations in the few months I've spent here is that people take their work serious. Yeah, you know, everybody, whatever you're doing, it's serious. Dietitians, physiotherapists, nurses, everybody, and the finesse touch that everybody adds to the management. It makes your work beautiful, and it makes the whole practice really, really very beautiful. And seeing that in a system where you know that if you're not doing your job, okay, somebody else will not be able to do their job correctly. It makes you also up your game in a sense, and you have to also prepare yourself. So it's a bit challenging, yes, but it helps you to be a better and more comprehensive doctor to me. And then I also, although it has what do you call it, a lot of challenges with what do you say, yeah, litigations and stuff, where you know doing wrong things can get you in trouble very fast, you know. But it also makes you to also be cautious in knowing that every single action I take can be audited, and you make sure that you do them correctly. And then the beauty of saving life is not realistic here, you know. You know, I've had the cardiac arrest calls, and you know, 2 of them have survived.
Wow.
Which is good. You know?
Yes.
You do something, somebody's life is saved, and you know that night is not wasted. Basically, it's just a system where things work. It makes work a lot beautiful, and Nigeria is not close. We are not getting there. We are miles apart. At least for the record, I want to say this, that we are miles apart. Okay.
Miles. Did you guys hear?
Yeah.
Well, for me, in all over the world, there's no perfect system rather, and but there are certain yardsticks you look at, like if the system is progressive or retrogressive. For us in Nigeria, we're not progressing at all. That's the sad part of it. Here they have a system. It's not perfect. They have loopholes. They have flaws, but the system works to save life. Different life, like irrespective of the stage you come to the hospital, the system works to help, like to save your life, and it has been more fulfilled. Like it has been more fulfilled in practice of medicine when you appreciate what you read in textbooks. Like there are so many things that I'll be reading textbooks back home in Nigeria that you don't get to appreciate them. Here you can see it live and direct, and you can see the results of hard work of system working in the lives of patients. And when you compare the life expectancy here back to compare it with Nigeria, you could see in the life expectancy, if not for the unfortunate incident of coronavirus, the average life expectancy in the UK is around 87 years. So when somebody below 80 dies, they call it a young, like somebody young died. You know, but it's unfortunate in Nigeria. You don't even expect somebody to live up to that age. And my fear is, even as a resident in the UK at the moment, is if my close relatives, they have a cardiac chest pain back home, who will be there to save them?
Yeah, it's true.
These are basic things that the government should be able to provide. And I want to anybody watching this YouTube channel, close to the people in power, they should please, for goodness sake, health, security, education of the populace are basic things people should enjoy. Nobody deserves to die anyhow. So, looking at the system, it's a system that works. And when you're in a system that works, you are on top of your game. You don't want to be fall guy, even though there are so many shortcomings, but that's not the main topic at the moment. So, the system works for the citizens, and it's good.
I know the time I'm available to talk on this channel will probably not x-ray all of the pros and the cons of the practice in the UK, but I must say that there are more positives than negatives. And I would say that the first thing I appreciate is the health insurance, which makes good and affordable health care available to majority of the citizens, irrespective of what you earn, who you know, and where you work. You're at least certain that you can get quality care. The other thing is the health system. You have less of bickering between doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, healthcare assistants, dietitian, and other support workers. I mean, everybody at some point comes with a professional idea to make patients feel better. And also, I like the beauty of the holistic care that they make available. Imagine you see a patient who has undergone a form of prosthetic surgery, maybe orthopedic surgery, hip replacement or something. And then the orthopedic, the occupational health people will probably go to the house to go look at where, if the bedroom is upstairs, you're going to relocate the bedroom downstairs so that while the patient recovers, the patient does not have that tendency to fall. I mean, nobody cares in Nigeria if you stay in a 3-story building and you have had a surgery that needs rehabilitation. There's a lot. We have a lot to do.
Yeah.
In here, once you see it written in the textbook,
It's done.
it's gonna be done. And back home, when you finish documenting, you would just say, ideally, patient should have MRI, because you know the patient cannot afford the MRI. The health insurance system available in Nigeria does not cover MRI. The hospital facility where you have the patient does not even have the MRI. You're going to probably have to travel 100, 200, 300 kilometers before you can get to a place where you get MRI. And then when you get to a place where you have MRI, they will tell you that it stopped working 3 months ago. So it's almost like an impossible task. But I know that with commitment on the side of people in power, and I don't mean the people in Abuja, I'm starting to talk about people in those local centers, people in general hospitals, the head of those hospitals. Okay, I don't know if you're going to have a time we can make recommendations and all. Let me not just take all of the time talking about recommendations.
Thank you. So, how do you think the healthcare system in Nigeria can be fixed?
In departments in the center I was working in Nigeria, where you have 4 residents in 4 registrars in surgery department, and all of a sudden, because the federal government mandated migration to IPPIs, all of a sudden they employed 9 more registrars.
What happened?
What happened? Somebody somewhere had been stealing the money that's just for one department. I mean, we had, compared to the number that we had before, they now employ close to 16 more registrars in the hospital. Double the number were employed as nurses.
Wow. Honorable Minister, it's okay. It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
You want me to off my
Turn off
mic?
your mic. It's okay.
Okay.
Don't let them come for my channel, please.